Hey guys, Jay up here, and today I've got a nuclear gameplay for you on Meltdown, and the setup I'm using is a Chicom with a select fire, silencer, and fast mags, and the perks I'm using are lightweight, scavenger, dexterity, and extreme conditioning. And I decided to mix it up a little bit in this gameplay. I had been using certain weapons, AN-94, PDW, things like that, just trying to stack up some nuclears, because that's what I've been trying to do these past couple days. And I've actually got a total of about 5 or 6 that I can actually post. I think this one's a little bit more special than the other ones. I think the hammer is probably the comes in second after this, because the other ones are mainly PDW and AN-94, and I know y'all don't want to see that non-stop. But I've got to say the setup on this Chicom is a very good setup. You would think select fire and silencer is kind of off because it reduces the range and things like that, but I find that it is a very good gun. It seems like the hip fire is better than that of, say, the Vector or the MP7. No, in Drifter's video it says it lowers the weapon to the MP7 level and then add a silencer on, and it makes the range that much more nerfed. But I've got to say, overall, it's a very nice weapon. It seems like the iron sights don't bounce around as much, and it's probably the reason I actually like it so much now is because the PDW, the MSMC, and certain other guns have been nerfed to the point where they're not like we used to like at the beginning of the game. They found that they were a little overpowered, and they just kept nerfing and nerfing over time. And it feels like they've gotten to the point where I don't even really like using the MSMC or the PDW anymore. Most of the gameplays I've saved up are pre-patches, so they're still a little OP at the time of when I was using them, but nevertheless I was able to get nuclears. But I've got to say, lately I've been using more of, say, the Scorpion, the Vector, this weapon, and the MP7. I've actually been straying around it because they have been nerfed, and I think they tried to get them on the same levels, but I've just got to say I don't understand why they keep trying to nerf the submachine guns. They're meant for rushing, and with lag compensation in this game it kind of throws you off, especially if you're trying to get some fast-paced gameplays, or if you want to rush non-stop. You have to have that little extra damage advantage, especially if there are people camping with, say, the target finder light machine guns. I know some of y'all actually use them, and I only use them like you saw in that one Road to Commander video when the entire enemy team started using it, and they were starting to beat us because of that fact. They weren't beating us with skill, they were beating us with camping and using a target finder machine gun, so we had to switch over, and we barely managed to actually win that game. So I try to stay away from the target finders completely. Even if I see it on the ground and I'm out of ammo, I will look for the next weapon just because I hate them that much, and if I don't like them being used against me, I'm not going to use it against you unless you're doing it to me and an entire team is doing it to me. That's really the only fair thing to do, because if it's like 1 or 2 people on the enemy team and you're saying normal 6v6 or ground war, you can easily counter them if they're not running hardwired by just throwing on EMP grenades and scavenger and just consistently pelting them non-stop. Eventually they'll get sick and tired of that and either switch to a hardwire class, or they will completely get off the target finder. Other than that, I think the MMS scope really isn't used that much. I know the dual band isn't either, unless some snipers like the DSR. I find that's probably where I see most dual band. I actually like dual band on the crossbow a little bit because it gives you that accuracy, and I've actually managed to nail UAVs a couple times with it. The crossbow doesn't kill UAVs in one hit. Go figure, even though it is an explosive type device. I would think it would kill it, and if you had the skill to actually nail a UAV, it would take it down, but it doesn't. But I wanted to ask you, what games are y'all ready for this year to come out? I know that the next box and the PS4 are coming out, and you're going to have Call of Duty Ghosts, that's a given, and I hope that it is going to be good on the 720 or the Infinity, whatever they call the next Xbox, because if they try to put out Call of Duty Ghost on the current gen consoles, I have a feeling lag compensation is going to be worse, because as you've seen, when the Call of Duty's progressed each year, lag comp has gotten worse, and that's because the hardware's older and it's harder to code for, and there's more information being sent, so it slows it down quite a bit. But with the new Xbox and PS4, it should help the lag compensation out a lot. So personally, I would suggest, if you want to play Call of Duty Ghost, you're probably going to have to end up getting the new Xbox and PS4. I believe the Xbox announcement is May 21st, along with the Call of Duty Ghost. I think they decided to pair them up, and they more than likely are going to keep their little partnership going into the next generation consoles like they have for the Xbox 360, where I think we're going to be still getting DLC first and whatnot, which a lot of people complain about and a lot of people don't like, and I can understand their frustration, but it is a business move, and if that's the way they want to work, that's how they're going to work, and that's why I kind of like the Xbox a little bit more than PS4. I know the PS4 has had a lot of security issues and different things like that going on, to where if they have to update the PS4, it could take 5 hours and all the servers go down, whereas the Xbox, it's usually every Tuesday whenever they decide to push the patch out. You just download it and go right into it. Hardly ever do the servers ever go down. I know there was one situation over the weekend a couple weeks ago where it happened, but once out of a couple years, I guess. I mean, it's not that bad, but when it comes to controllers and all the different things of that console, I actually prefer the Xbox over the PS4. It's just a little preference. I have had the PlayStation 1 back in the day when it came out, and I had the GameCube, and that Christmas I actually asked for an Xbox is when I actually got the GameCube and the PS1. So, I mean, I've always been wanting to have the Xbox, and because I've gotten so used to it and I like it, when it comes to the next generation, that is what I'm going to go with. I know some of y'all kind of want me to go over on PS3 and play with y'all, and we're hoping I'd get the PS4 and play with y'all, but maybe one day if I get a decent amount of money, I may be able to get the PS4, but right now, the next Xbox is what I'm definitely going to buy, and probably going to get the pre-ordered Ghost 2, that way I'll have them when they come out, and I might not even get it for PC. Like, I've been playing Black Ops 2 on the free weekends on PC, and I'm actually not that bad at all, and I had some gameplays, but now that the weekend's over, I don't know if I can actually recover them or not, because I haven't bought the game. But it was fun. It was refreshing to play it on a different type of console that didn't use a controller and use PC. But overall, I would like to say that I hope the next Call of Duty is good, because if not, I don't see it making it out alive. Now, two videos you might want to check out. On the left is my M27 nuclear, and the video on the right is my Scuff animal review. A link to my Twitter and Facebook will be down in the description in case you want to follow me or get into open lobbies. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Other than that, peace out.